10 reasons why you cannot lose your belly fat. True health and well-being is holistic. When your efforts to get a flat tummy are frustrated despite your best efforts, you need to look at the bigger picture and understand how multiple factors can come into play and influence each other. In this article, I put together some of the most common ones, but if you would like personalized advice, you can schedule a consultation with me. 1. Chronic stress. Chronic stress can cause weight gain around the midriff. Stress hormone cortisol helps release sugar in the bloodstream. This will cause an increase in insulin, the hormone that allows your cell to utilize sugar. The point is that the sugar, which is not used up by the cells, ends up being stored as fat in the form of triglycerides. This type of fat is often stored around the waist and your vital organs, forming visceral fat. Chronic stress can also cause a relapse in unhealthy habits, like drinking that extra glass of wine, snacking more often, or eating more highly palatable, high-calorie foods. 2. Your circadian rhythms are out of sync. Circadian rhythms are 24-hour biological cycles that regulate your wake-sleep rhythms, energy levels, meal rhythms, and timing release of important hormones like cortisol and melatonin. They are regulated by a small gland in the brain called the hypothalamus, which acts as an orchestra director of the metabolism, and it is also implicated in hunger signaling and weight control. Circadian rhythms are mainly regulated by light-darkness. When our lifestyle does not align with our biological circadian rhythms, for example, if we are a shift worker or have erratic sleeping habits, we can experience weight gain, increased inflammation, and hormonal disruption. 3. You recently had a baby. If you had a baby recently and still look like you are 5 months pregnant, it might be a sign that your body needs some help getting back into shape. First thing to look at is to check whether you have an abdominal separation, also called diastasis recti, which is a thinning or an opening of the fascia, the connective tissue behind your rectus abdominis, aka your six-pack. In this case, you do not need to strengthen your abs, but to gently reconnect to your deepest core muscles and improve functionality before going to more strenuous exercises. I have described this process more in detail here. While this may sound difficult, do not fret. This is what we do in a standard postnatal Pilates class or session. My best advice is to get a postnatal mummy moti at your local women's physio clinic, where they can check for diastasis recti and other possible issues, and then move on to specialized postnatal Pilates sessions. 4. You eat too much sugar and carbs. Are you addicted to sugar? Do you eat too many carbs, especially in the first part of the day? As we have seen above, excess sugar and carbs will trigger a release of insulin that can lead to storing fat around the waist. When this is repeated over time, cells can become resistant to insulin. Insulin resistance is considered another common reason for storing fat around the waist. A low glycemic, sugar-balancing diet, being more active, and learning to manage stress are all modifiable lifestyle factors that can help prevent or reverse insulin resistance. But if your problem is more emotional eating, or if you feel like you cannot give up to sugar, my online course, How to Break the Sugar Habit, might be helpful. In this self-paced 8-week course, I will teach you to deconstruct your cravings and understand those physiological loops that keep you stuck in this sugar addiction cycle 5. Bad posture. Bad posture can make your tummy stick out. With time, consistent bad posture can lead to a weakening of your postural muscles, including your deeper core muscles. This is, in fact, one of the most common reasons why people come to Pilates. Staying hunched on a computer all day can lead to a whole host of muscle and postural compensation that can lead to a body that looks out of shape and in need of weight loss, while you simply need to correct your overall posture, which is good news. Posture can be corrected, and it is something you can work on. Pilates, for example, it is very effective at corrective posture and also at reshaping the female body. To book online one-to-one sessions with me, contact me here. 6. Gut issues. Gut health is fundamental for the whole body, but especially if you want a flat tummy. Digestive problems are common nowadays due to a host of reasons, including too much sugar, bad quality food, too little fiber, bad posture, stress, and so on. So if you want a flat tummy, it is important to assess if this could be relevant to you. As a health coach, though, I am bound to tell you that if you experience digestive problems, the first port of call is a visit to your GP to exclude more serious conditions. 7. Lack of good quality sleep. Research has shown that even a few nights of bad quality sleep can increase your hunger hormone ghrelin and decrease your satiety hormone leptin. This is one of the reasons why lack of good quality sleep can affect your hunger signaling and weight gain. Interestingly, most of the cravings associated with lack of good quality sleep are those of high palatable foods, sugary, fatty, and salty food. So if you notice that you have more food cravings than usual, it might be worth checking in with yourself if you and the quality of your sleep. Lack of good quality sleep can also increase the levels of stress hormone cortisol that, as we have seen above, helps you store fat around the waist. While most people focus mainly on the amount of hours, quality of sleep is fundamental too to avoid food cravings and increase in cortisol levels. Number 8. Thyroid issues. The thyroid is a small gland situated at the front of your neck. It is mainly responsible for your metabolism and energy, and a sluggish thyroid can contribute to weight gain. The thyroid is particularly sensitive to stress, circadian rhythms disruption, see above, and lack of specific nutrients that supports thyroid function, like vitamin A, iron, selenium, zinc, and vitamins B. Specific tests are needed to establish its functionality, although GPs only offer a few tests that might not be enough to understand the full picture. 9. Disordered eating. Are you feeding yourself properly? Are you having full, balanced meals, or are you just snacking and grazing and eating whatever is convenient? Eating a nutrient-rich and balanced diet is fundamental for hunger regulation and weight control. Our body releases energy on a 24-hour cycle, so a meal schedule that is aligned with our circadian rhythms and a low-sugar, nutrient-dense diet is important to keep steady energy levels and avoid binges on sugary or empty calories foods. 10. Women's health issues. Women's reproductive health is complex, and sometimes problems like fibroids or pelvic floor issues can lead to bloating or swelling that cannot improve with exercise or diet. The same can happen if you have had abdominal surgery. Even a C-section, for example, can create adhesions that can impair abdominal functionality. Please like, share, and subscribe.